Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel. So what I wanted to talk about today was who is your God? Now we understand the scriptures. It says, "Place no God before me." So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search up Bible verses, um, worshiping other gods. Alright. Let's see. Just give me 1 second. All right. Just give me 1 second. So talk about serving other gods. All right. So we're gonna Exodus 22:6. All right, that's where we start. I'm the Lord, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. Okay, now I am the Lord, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. So this is the God that brought you out of the land of Egypt. Okay, you understand what Egypt is? Egypt means bondage, right? So out of the house of slavery. So this is the God that brought you out of the house of bondage and slavery. You understand? This is the God that is talking to you throughout the scriptures. The God that brings you out of slavery, brings you out of bondage. You understand? When it says who brought you, he's talking to everybody in the whole world. He's talking to everybody. This is not specifically for one race, but or one set of people. But this happens to, this story is dealing with the kings of the earth. And those happen to be the Israelite men. The Israelite men, the true who these words were written for in order for them to spread out to the whole world. You understand? So what we as Israelites, what we're supposed to be doing, we're supposed to be teaching these other nations these scriptures. But you have in these camps, you have people saying that these scriptures are not for them, but I don't agree with everybody in the whole world. Everybody's supposed to listen to these scriptures and take what they can get from it. These scriptures are not. That's saying that an Egyptian man or Egyptian woman couldn't read the scriptures and couldn't change their lives. You understand? Just because you're an Egyptian or just because you're a Hamite, that doesn't necessarily mean that these scriptures are not going to change your life. Because if you understand what Egypt is, all Egypt is slavery and bondage. Egypt is bondage. In the house of slavery, that is, the house of slavery. Okay? It says the house of slavery. It doesn't say the land of slavery, it said the house. So slavery is the house. People like to dwell in the house of slavery. So what is the house of slavery? The house of slavery is, these women out here taking these jobs, cleaning up other niggas' shit. That's slavery. You working at McDonald's, that's slavery. You being a bus driver, to me, that's slavery. There's a lot of certain jobs. There's certain jobs where you sell yourself for more than you are, or you're diminishing your value by doing these jobs or doing these things that you're better than. You know what I'm saying? A job like the CEO of a company, that's not necessarily a slavery job. The CEOs of these companies, they're not working that hard. They have other people to do shit for them. So you can't necessarily say that having a job is a slavery. there's certain jobs out here that I consider slavery. Having this, for example, all the teachers that I ever had, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know some stuff that I learn now. Even though, like I don't think a job as a teacher is a slavery because you're not slaving. You know what I'm saying? You're not you're not doing something that you didn't that requires you to embarrass yourself, I would say, or to diminish your value. All you're doing is teaching other people. So you have certain jobs that are I would consider slavery. All right. Okay. Now it says, you shall have no other god before me. You shall not make for yourself the carved image or any likeness of anything. So you should not make for yourself a carved image. So let's look at the word carved. All right, let's take it and say that it's not if it's not literal. Carved. All right, let's look at that word carved. So when we look at the word carved, um, what do we find? Carved or precision to make a great cloud or as you type to cut and serve meat, to work as a sculptor or engraver. Okay, so try to get the etymology of the word. So Middle English "kervan" from Old English "kirfan," akin to Old High German "kerban," to notch, Greek "graphen," to scratch or write. So carve can also mean to scratch or write. Okay. So let's read that verse again. It says, "You should not make yourself written images or carved images." So you can also say doctrines that people like. You have these gods, these deities like Zeus. That's a carved image because he has an actual story. So people they say carved. Somebody written that image into existence, and people you know carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in earth beneath or that is in the water under the earth. So these people come out here, you see all these Greek gods, all of those images, images of things above in heaven. You have these heavenly creatures like a Zeus. They say Zeus is in heaven. You understand? They say Hades is beneath. So they're saying Hades is in hell. Just like the Egyptians, you have Osiris. You understand? Osiris is, I believe he's in heaven, if I'm not mistaken. And then um, you have the Anubis, the god of the underworld, I believe. He's the god of the underworld. So you have these deities that people have made throughout history that are supposed to entice you or supposed to attract you into worshiping them because they're telling that they're deities. Now they may be deities that are in heaven. They may be spirits. Zeus is supposed to resemble Jupiter. You understand? So when you have these deities that represent things, it says right here. It says anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that's in the water under the earth. So What is the heaven above? You have planets that are, above the sky and all of that. So people have made deities to represent these planets. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Hades and Anubis, those are the gods that are underneath the earth or in the underworld. So those are examples of gods that you shouldn't be worshiping. If you do worship these gods, those are those are the examples. If you understand who Osiris is and who Haru is, then those deities are gods that stem from Nimrod and Semiramis. If you read the Tower of Babylon in the scriptures, then you'll see where these deities or these gods come from. You understand? So all of these gods that you see today, whether it be Hinduism or Buddhism, um, Islam, say Islam. Islam is worshiping the cube of Saturn, which you can also worship Saturn and well, I really can't say Christianity and Judaism because they don't worship that God. But in Islam, they actually have a cube that they circle around. You understand, representing the cube of Saturn. Like, if you know what Saturn is, there's a hexagon on Saturn where there's like a storm occurring 24/7. You have winds going this way, and you have the other ones going the other way. So it's like a never ending storm. You understand? And that storm resembles the shape of a hexagon. Now, if you take the seal of is the 6 pointed, take the 6 pointed star. You understand? That star that star, how you all right, so it makes a triangle up. So all right, so that star is I don't want to say it resembles, but because you have a left hand meaning of symbols, you have a right hand meaning of symbols. Now that star is a naturally it's a naturally occurring star in nature. You understand? So it's not hard to draw that symbol. But if you look on the planet Saturn, it happens to be the sixth planet. There is a hexagon that that where they say that star comes from. They're saying that star represents Satan. But you can also look at a pomegranate. You see the pomegranate. It's a naturally see that number, that 666 number. That's the number of men. So that's like the number of of life and death. You understand? It's hard to really get into that. I can't think of the word. It's like the gold. It's not the golden ratio, but it's like if you look at a pine cone, it's how life is could be. It's like how life is. Like you see a fingerprint. Look at your fingerprint. You understand? These things that these things that can't be explained could be explained through nature and through that number. Through that number. You understand? That number is 666. You understand? See, in the hexagon, you have what? You have six sides, and then you have well, in the star, you have the hexagon, which is six sides. Then you have the star, which has 6 points, and then you have hold on, let me just check this out. Six sided star. Alright, so a hexagram or a sexagram is a six-pointed geometric star figure with the Schlafly symbol 6223 or 3. Now let's look into the hexagram. Uh, um, hexagram, Greek, or sexagram, Latin, is a six-pointed geometric star figure with the Schlafly symbol 6223 or 3. Since there are no true regular continuous hexagrams, the term is instead used to refer to the compound figure of two equilateral triangles. The intersection of a regular hexagon. The hexagram is a part of the infinite series of shapes which are compound to three n-dimensional symbols. In 3 dimensions, the analogous compound is the stellated. In 3 dimensions, the analogous compound is the stellated octahedron, and in 4 dimensions, a compound of the two parsecs is a 10. It has been historically used in religious and cultural contexts and as decorative motifs, later in Judaism and occultism. The symbol was adopted from the Hindu by the Jews from the spiritual symbol Anahata. The symbol was used merely as a decorative motif in medieval Christian churches many centuries before its first use in a Jewish synagogue. It was first used as a religious symbol by Arabs in the medieval period known as Seal of Solomon, depicted as either a hexagram or pentagram, and which was later adopted by Jewish Kabbalists. So this is the hexagram that you might see popularized in these camps out here, these Israelite camps. Now, if you see me, I don't sport this symbol because I have no need to. But if you look at the symbol, if you understand the symbol, you should be able to you should be able to understand what's going on. All right. I wish I could share my screen with you guys. I can't share my screen. No, I can't share my screen. Alright, can't share my screen. Alright, so let's just go a little more. Um, so we want to go to usage in Indian religions. The six-pointed stars have also been found in cosmological diagrams in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. The reasons behind the symbol's common appearance in Indic religions in the West are unknown. One possibility is that they have a common origin. The other possibility is that artists and religious people have several cultures independently created by the hexagram shape, which is relatively simple geometric design. Within Indic lore, the shape is generally understood to consist of two triangles, one pointed up and the other down, locked in harmonious embrace. The two components are called Om and the Hum in Sanskrit and symbolize man's position between earth and sky. The downward triangle symbolizes Shakti, the sacred embodiment of femininity, and the upward triangle represents Shiva or Agni, Tattva, representing the focused aspects of masculinity. The mystical union of the two triangles represents creation occurring. See, alright, so this is what I need to understand, alright? The mystical union of the two triangles represents creation. Now, you understand on the sixth day, what was created on the sixth day? Man was created on the sixth day. And this is a 6-point symbol, 6-pointed star, okay? I'm trying to tell you, it's a naturally occurring symbol. Alright? The two locked triangles are also known as Shanmukha, the sixth face representing the six faces of Shiva, and Shakti, pregnancy, Kartikeya. The symbol is also a part of several yantras and has deep significance in Hindu ritual worship. In Buddhism, some old versions of the Bardo Dodo, also known as the Tibetan Book of the Dead, contain a hexagram with a swastika inside. It was made up by the publishers for the particular publication in Tibetan. It is called The Origin of the Phenomenon. It is especially connected with Vajrayogini and forms of the center part of her mandala. In reality, it is in 3 dimensions, not so, although it may be portrayed either way. The Shastakona is a symbol used in Hindu yantra that represents the union of both male and feminine form. More specifically, it is supposed to represent Purusha, the supreme being, and Prakriti. Often this is represented as Shiva Shakti. Alright, I'm gonna cut this short. I gotta be out. But just understand what God you guys are serving. Alright, you can't be out here serving other gods. So I might make a part 2 of this, but I gotta be out real quick. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Shalom.